Y'all really thought y'all had it, you dumb Dallas Mavericks fans. Y'all really thought you had the series. Now, again, you can quote me saying a few recaps ago after game two, I will eat my crow. I thought the Clippers were done. I thought we were dead in the water. But damn, they shocked me here. They surprised me. They went to Dallas twice and freaking beat the Dallas Mavericks. And now are going back to a game five and tied up the series 2-2. So, first things first, the narratives need to stop about this Clippers team being the same. Well, we don't know if they'll end up being the same old Clippers because anything can happen. But the media and the YouTube community for the NBA and just the media in general ripping the Clippers, making fun of them and stuff like that because guess what? Oh, the Clippers are going 2-0. Yes, you can arguably say that the series wasn't done yet. If Dallas had won game three, then yes, there's more confirmation that the Clippers definitely could have lost the series. But guess what? Now these freaking media people, these YouTube, NBA YouTuber communities who actively root against the Clippers because, fuck them. Because the Clippers fucking suck and we all hate the Clippers and stuff like that. Well, guess what? Now I'm going to have to give the Clippers credit where credit's due. Like I'm going to give the Clippers credit where credit's due. Dallas Maverick fans, stay mad. And see, I said it in my game three recap, and I'm going to say it again here. Dallas did not want the Clippers to at least get one game. That's all the Clippers had to do. Just had to get one game. That's all the Clippers had to do. And they played pretty effectively. And going back to my game three recap, I'm going to say this again. The Clippers were down 30-11. The Mavericks still shot in game three over 50% from three. And they had 23 pointers and still lost to the Clippers. And after that game, I saw something like, that's the one game the Dallas Mavericks played fairly decent. They played a fairly winnable game, and they still lost. That puts a little doubt in the Dallas Mavericks' head. And what did I say in my game three recap that I would bring up if the Clippers ended up winning game four? Once you got the doubt in the heads, now the Dallas Mavericks are on their heels. Now the Dallas Mavericks are scared. Yeah, Dallas Maverick fans, you can leave the dislikes, the hate comments, I don't care, saying your team ain't a bunch of wussies and a bunch of scaredy cats. No, they're scared now because guess what? When the Clippers locked down defensively like they did tonight, which was definitely their best defensive game of the series, what does the Dallas Mavericks do? Absolutely nothing. You stop the dumb doubling teams. You somewhat cut out some of the switching, and you just stay home. And if Luke is doing whatever Luke is doing, you just let him do what he's doing. If he makes shots, fine, you live with that. The other guys can't get involved. That's the game plan for the Clippers. And then for the offensive side of the things, the Clippers don't even need to take threes. If you're open for a three, you better make it. But more than likely, guess what? All the Clippers need to do is just push the ball into the paint because the Dallas Mavericks can't stop that. I don't care. Dallas cannot stop that. All their defenders are too slow on their feet, and they're all bad defenders, and they can't stop the Clippers when they drive into the paint. Let me look up the team stats and see how many points in the paint the Clippers had this game. Points in the paint. The Clippers had 44 points in the paint. Now, Dallas had 42. That was mostly thanks to Boban, but whatever. And, another reason why I say Dallas is scared. Early in the game, Rick Carlisle challenged a obvious foul call on Paul George. And guess what? He used up his challenge in the first quarter. That sounds like a desperate, scary play to make. Oh, wait, Rick Carlisle's playing Boban Marjanovic just like last year. Oh, wait, that doesn't say, oh, this is a desperate, scared to play move. So to people saying that the Dallas Mavericks, and then the Dallas Mavericks shooters being afraid to shoot threes and missing shots. Yeah, you can't lie to me saying that the Dallas Mavericks ain't scared. They're playing the same exact way on offense the Clippers played in games 1 and 2 and playing atrocious defense like the Clippers in game 1 and 2. And what did I say? The Clippers locked down defensively and hit timely shots. This series is an automatic, easy series, an automatic sweep. Now, again, the Clippers still have a job to do. They got to win at least 2 more games to seal up this series. But this game officially makes this a three-game series. So, yeah. Now, my shift was Mavs in 4. Now, if the Clippers keep up their play like they did in games 3 and 4, it's going Clippers in 6. It's going Clippers in 6, not Clippers in 7, Clippers in 6. And for that to happen, it's like I said, the Clippers have to play the same exact way they played in games 3 and 4. Play very aggressive physical defense with an urgency and hit timely baskets. Clippers did that in both those games and won. And I knew it. If the Clippers just get one game under their belt, that's when you put that doubt in the Mavericks' heads, like, shit, they beat us. Now that they tied up the series, Dallas is like, fuck. They just tied the series up. We're screwed. And I said, if the Clippers tie this series up, there's no excuse for this Clippers to lose this series. They have to win this series. You tied us up. You made this Dallas Mavericks team now realize, no. We're the better team in this. You guys just had your 2 lucky games. We're going to beat you guys 2 more times, and you guys are going to get sent home packing again. Again, but, when it comes to the media and regular, YouTube sloppy Joe people who don't analyze the game like they should be analyzing the game, and they just look at the box score and they just look at the narratives going into this game, they're obviously going to say, oh, well, the other help didn't show up. Luka's side parts didn't show up. And Luka is hurt. Oh, please. But I can easily counteract that point and say, well, the Mavericks had a chance to win game 3. Why didn't they? Luka wasn't hurt then. So stop creating these bullshit narratives to try to bail Luka Doncic out. Just say he got his ass kicked tonight, along with the rest of the Dallas Mavericks team. They lost 106-81. The Clippers practically dominated the entire game. They couldn't do nothing. The Mavericks couldn't do nothing. And again, like I said, the moves Rick Carlisle made tonight, it just reeks of flat-out desperation, man. If you're going to Boban Marjanovic, that's just a desperation move because you got no cards left to play. Because when the Clippers are actually playing like the team we predict them to be, guess what? You're making Rick Carlisle look like a dang desperate man. And again, when desperate men, with desperate people, they do desperate actions. You already lost your challenge to start the game off, so I don't know what the hell he did that for. And then you're bringing in Boban? Desperate! You Dallas Maverick fans, man, I'm telling you, if the Clippers win this series, I'm coming at the Dallas Maverick fans first because these are the same MFers that thought, oh, we would have won the series last year. We would have won the series last year. You guys look like you guys lost the series last year, and you guys look like you're going to lose the series this year. Porzingis, even though he had 18 points tonight, utterly irrelevant tonight. He did nothing. Yeah, the start of the game, they got him going by putting him in a post-up. But what else did he do? Nothing, because Porzingis absolutely sucks. Luka, I hurt my shoulder. My nerve hurts. Keep crying like a baby like you cry to the damn refs. He was a no factor. And obviously, that I don't care if they're getting till Wednesday off. That shoulder is going to still bother him. Because guess what? You're getting up shots. Regardless, you can clearly see the shoulder was affecting him. There was times he winced in pain in this game. You could see it on the broadcast. You could clearly tell his shoulder, that cervical injury he has, is clearly affecting him. And that's going to affect him until the rest of the series. And personally, even if the Dallas Mavericks move on to the second round, well, guess what? That injury is still going to freaking be a problem going to the next round, presumably against the Utah Jazz. So guess what? It's going to be an issue, and it's going to be a quick exit for them. But that's why I also believe the Clippers will win. Because then look at Doncic. If he's not 100%, guess what? He ain't cooking you, and he didn't cook you this game. And even if they go to the rest of the box score, look at this. Look at this. Jordan Finney-Smith, 8 points, 3-9 from the field. I'm going to say this again, like I said in my Game 3 recap. He's a bona fide scrub. He sucks. Maxi Kleber. Thank God they held this scrub to 0 points. Sucks. Maxi Kleber sucks. Tim Hardaway Jr., 4 points, 1 of 8 from the field. What did I say about this guy? He's an average 10 to 15 point per game scorer. When he's averaging plus 20 points, he's playing above his average. He ain't his daddy. He's not Tim Hardaway. He's not his dad. He's a bona fide bench player scrub. There's a reason why he went to 3 different teams. Porzingis, scrub. He sucks. He's soft. He's damn near just as soft as Zoo. Good God, we'll get to Zoo in a minute. Doncic. Yeah, he's good, but he wasn't really effective. Boban, he had 12 points, but it didn't really hurt the Clippers. And then, the rest of the guy, Brunson, 7 points. Look at that. Other than Porzingis, the Clippers, other than Porzingis and Marjanovic, the Clippers held any other role player for the Dallas Mavericks to under 10 points, which honestly, in my strategy of things, I like that. I know I said you can hold them under to 15 points, but if they're scoring maybe even under 10 points, that's even better. And now you got Dallas on their heels, scared and stuff like that. Because guess what? Dallas was talking big game and they were talking mad shit. Guess what? They go back and now they got to go on a plane and now they're fearing for their lives. I don't care. They're scared to play the Clippers now. The Clippers got that mode now that, we got these boys. We have these boys and stuff like that. So, yeah, now let's get to the Clippers stat lines because I thought they were great. Nicholas Batum. Now, before the game, way before the game, like a day before the game, what's his face? Ty Lue said, we're going to run the same lineup we started in game 3. And I'm like, you can't be serious. You're running that same lineup. Maybe this was a way to ploy the Mavs and trick them and catch them by surprise. Because today, he starts with Batum at the 5, which is great adjustment. Good. Which I'll commend Ty Lue for making the necessary adjustments in these 2 games. He made necessary adjustments. I'm not going to take anything away. Just like the Clipper players deserve, obviously the praise. Ty Lue deserves praise too. I was one of the people saying that Ty Lue is essentially coaching almost similarly to Doc Rivers, and he should be fired if he gets swept. Well, guess what? Ty Lue has proved me wrong. He's proved the Clipper fans that were ripping him as well as me of the aspect of saying, well, this dude's clearly not making adjustments. Well, guess what? He made adjustments. There you go. And he made it to where guess what? He changed the whole defensive scheme. Now they're not doubling. Now they're not switching as much. They switch occasionally, but they're not switching as much, especially when it comes to Luka. They're not doubling Luka. They actually have a legit game plan where they're staying home, and whoever's guarding Luka, they just let him guard one-on-one. You just stay home on the defenders, and guess what? When you're staying home on the defenders, Dallas can't get up any shots. There you go. So he was great. Nicholas Batum had 10 points, 3-8 from the field, had 2 of his 3-point shots, had 5 rebounds, and played 36 minutes. Great. Nicholas Batum, what more can I ask for? Look, I'm just going to say this. The Clippers, seriously, by the time, however their season ends, they need to re-sign Nicholas Batum. Seriously, I want Nicholas Batum to retire as a Los Angeles Clipper because this guy has been very good for this team. He's honestly been very underrated for us, and we thought we'd lose a lot from JaMychal Green. And when we signed Nicholas Batum, I remember when I wasn't much of a fan of this decision. Not a lot of Clipper fans were like, I don't know about this. And he's so far exceeded expectations. He plays really well with this Clippers ball club. So if this core stays intact, they have to re-sign Nicholas Batum under any cost. He's such a great play. He's such a great player for this Clippers team. And he's definitely shown his worth. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's willing to still take another simple, maybe another 1 year $1 million contract. Hopefully that's the case. If he's willing, if he wants to stay here, because I know Clipper Nation has been, freaking very welcoming to him. Like we got the whole Batum Battalion type of thing going on and stuff like that. And we see his wife on Twitter. We just love her nonsense, and they clearly feel appreciated being here. So we'll show you the love. Kawhi Leonard, again, had another great game. defensively and offensively, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 11 from 15 in the field, and 35 minutes. What more can I ask? Kawhi Leonard, he's been amazing this entire series. He's literally taken the life out of the Dallas Mavericks. And again, showing you that, guess what? Just because Luka's played well in this series doesn't mean you can take away from what Kawhi Leonard's doing. I'm talking to you, Stephen A. Smith, who on ESPN on First Take keeps calling Kawhi out for some BS reason when it's not his fault. It isn't his fault this year that the Clippers got down early 2-0. He was the least of the Clippers' problems. Jeez Louise. So Stephen A. Smith I might need to start calling Stephen A. Smith a casual because he's not freaking watching Clippers basketball really well. He needs to be worried about his damn Knicks about to be freaking knocked out of the playoffs. Julius Randle for your next Stephen A. Smith is the way you're talking about Kawhi Leonard playing. He's been horrible that series. Reggie Jackson had another solid game. But if you ask me, probably his best game of the series in my eyes. He had 15 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 5 of 12 from the field, hit 3 of his 8 3-pointers in 31 minutes. Listen, if Reggie Jackson is giving me serviceable minutes and he's not making me pull my hair out, which occasionally he makes me do regardless, I still don't trust Reggie Jackson. Guess what? I'll take it. It's better than not. Paul George. Wasn't nearly as effective this game as he was the last 3 games, but still, he was pretty aggressive on the defensive side of things, and when it came to the offense, he was still aggressive. 20 points, 3 assists, 9 rebounds, almost had a double-double. 6 of 16 from the field, hit 3 of his 3-pointers. I still thought Paul George was pretty, effective in this game. And listen, if you just keeps playing aggressive, driving to the rim, trust and believe, man. He's going to be getting his points and he's be giving us something. And then again, his defense was honestly stellar tonight. There's only a few times where I felt like he had a few defensive lapses, but other than that, he was great tonight in the game. And I really appreciate what Paul George is doing. Okay, bench guys. Zubac. He was by far by far, he was the worst player on the court. And he was the worst player for the Clippers tonight. I just don't understand. Sometimes I scratch my head with Zoo. I love Zoo, but at the same time, there's just things about Zoo that I'm just now ripping my head off, my hair out, even though you can say I barely got any hair. But it's like, this guy is so damn soft, man, for such a big dude. Like, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. He only had 18 minutes tonight. Again, I feel like Zubac in this series is literally unplayable. Like, now, he did a much better job when they matched him up against Luka. Luka was actually missing shots. I mostly think that's because of Luka's shoulder issue. But Zubac still, regardless, he just hasn't been good this series. Like, he just hasn't. I'm just being honest. And again, like I said, I love Zoo, but he's been horrible. He's literally unplayable. And in the minutes he's been playing, it's fine. Like, he fouled out tonight, guys. He fouled out. And sometimes Boban abused Zoo. And it's like, dude, come on, man. You're essentially a very talented player, a very talented big. And it's kind of still seeing some of the same growing pains. He's kind of the player for the Clippers, if you don't watch the Clippers too much, where one night he looks like a really good player and is like, oh, that's a steal that he got from the Lakers, which I still think he is. But, other times he just looks kind of like a bona fide scrub. So, yeah. Rondo in 20 minutes had 7 points. He was 3 of 6 from the field, hit 1 of his 3-point shots, had 4 assists, 5 rebounds. There was times in this game where Rondo hit some very key shots, had a nice key layup, and then a nice key, 3-point shot, which was his only 3-point shot. And he played really good. Fine by me. Beverly, nothing really to talk about Beverly. They cut his minutes. Kennard got 15 minutes. He only had 1 point, but again, he didn't do much, but he still was effective in this game. He just had a plus of 0, but he's still playing solid defense. And again, he may not be really that good offensively, but defensive wise, and whenever he's on the court, he's good. So yeah, now let me talk about before I end this video off. Just how proud I am of the Clippers. Now again, work still left to be done. There's still 2 more games the Clippers have to win in this series to go on to the next round. But I'm just proud of the Clippers players for realizing we're down 2-0. We need to step up our play. And they went into a hostile Dallas territory and they stepped up their play and they did the damn thing. So credit to the Clippers players for stepping up. And another big credit to Ty Lue for making the necessary adjustments, for changing this. He finally in game 3 made adjustments. He cut Patrick Beverley's minutes. So Patrick Beverley barely plays, which I think needs to be a point going on forward for the rest of the series. Now, we don't know if the Clippers win the series and go to the Jazz, what will Patrick Beverley's minutes be in this game? But as much as I hate Reggie Jackson, making the adjustment to start Reggie over Bev was a smart decision, more continuity. And guess what? Now it's actually helping in the long run right now at this point. Again, cutting Zoo's minutes, realizing Zoo's getting cooked by Luka. If not, play Zoo in the non-Luka minutes. Or I guess in the case, if you want to halt Boban and not make him go crazy, you put Zoo in the game and stuff like that. He made the necessary adjustments. Give me more minutes to Rondo and Man. Give me more minutes to Batum. And improving the defensive strategy, the defensive game plan. Rearranging the offensive game plan by saying, man, just take it to the hole to these guys. So again, credit to Ty Lue for making these adjustments. I was criticizing him after game 2 very, very much. I was. Now he's impressed me. I'm like, this is the adjustments I expected from the jump to make. And Ty Lue is doing his job, and he's making the necessary adjustments. And I believe if Doc Rivers was still running this team, if the same thing happens when the Clippers are down 2-0, I believe the Clippers end up getting swept because under Doc Rivers, and I've said this many times in the regular season, that under Doc Rivers, this shit wouldn't have happened. The Clippers would have just bowed out and they just would have just boom, stuff like that. Under Doc Rivers, he would not be making these necessary adjustments. He would not be playing Rondo more minutes. He wouldn't be playing Nicholas Batum more minutes. He wouldn't be playing Terrence Mann any minutes if we're coming to think about it, if it was Doc, and stuff like that. And guess what? Ty Lue made the necessary adjustments that Doc failed to do not only last year in this series, because we remember last year, guess what? He did trades against Boban. This series, when Boban got in, not automatically, but after a while, Ty was like, I can't have Boban crushing us on the boards. Come on, Zoo. We need a big body up in there. And he did the right thing. That's mid-game adjustments. Guess what? Now Ty Lue, you can say, is out coaching Rick Carlisle because Rick Carlisle is now coaching desperately. He already used up one of his challenges early in the game, and he's bringing in guys like Boban and stuff like that, Just risky stuff, just risky, desperate strategies. And when you're desperate, you tend to do whatever you want, and sometimes it doesn't end up working. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. In the NBA, if you're desperate, sometimes it doesn't end up working for you. But again, I'm just proud of the Clippers, the coaching staff for finding a way to get back in this game. Again, as I end this video off, the work is still yet to be done. The Clippers still have to go out in game 5 and 6 if the Clippers want to win in 6 to close up this series and move on to the next round. Again, more than likely what it's looking like against the Utah Jazz, and another looks like it's going to be a tough, very tough series. So it's going to be interesting to see. I feel like the Clippers have the game plan. All it just comes down is how the Clippers play with some urgency. The Clippers just got to play the next few games, the next 2 games, if they want to finish the series up in 6 games with the same sense of urgency they did in game 3 and 4. Really, morely in game 4. The way they played in game 4 is how they need to play the rest of the series. Because I saw that urgency. I saw that aggressiveness in the first quarter from the jump when we got out to a huge lead. That's what I've been seeing. And again, if the Clippers had played like they played in game 4 or game 3 and 4, my prediction view for this series is absolutely spot on. The Clippers sweep the Dallas Mavericks. And that's what should have happened last year. And this is what should happen this year. The Clippers just have waked up and they just didn't play so lackadaisical and respected the Mavericks and actually had a game plan, a legit game plan of just letting Luka do whatever he wants and just guarding the role players. This would have been series over. Clippers sweep Mavericks going on to the second round. But it takes them 2 games to finally wake up out of their asses and finally realize, oh shit, we need to wake up. We can't be messing around with these guys. Anyways, this was a good game for the Clippers. Clippers still got 2 more games left to win in this series. Again, nothing's guaranteed. You still got to go out there and execute and play and beat down this team. Dallas is scared now. So they don't want none of this Clipper smoke. So let's wrap this series up in 2 more games, guys. Let's wrap this up because this team is not better than this team is not better than the Clippers. The Dallas Mavericks were a bona fide playing team for most of the year. They're just an overrated team. I don't care what anybody says. Dallas Mavericks fans, NBA fans, they're overrated. They're led by one dude named Luka Doncic, and guess what? If everything's going right for them, they're great. If nothing, they show who their real colors are, and it goes to show they're just an overrated scrub team. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here, guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on the Clippers coming back to tie up the series. Did you think the Clippers were dead in the water? What are your chances for the series? Who you got now? Does the Clippers have complete edge now? Will they win the series? You can say that if you're a Clipper fan or NBA fan. Again, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Clippers game recap. And other than that, guys, I'll see you guys Wednesday night for the Clippers game recap. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Until then, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.